multiracial white supremacy. Multiracial white supremacy. There is multiracial white supremacy. Let me see the audio. There you go. Okay. Taking that, refreshing that. Grown man does live stream. Sounds good. Here's my retardation. Here's my retardation from the last stream that I did. I did a stream maybe a couple days ago, and like an asshole, right? I thought my microphone was connected, and I even tested the microphone, and the microphone was connected, and I saw the audio levels, and then what it ended up was is that the cables were reversed, so I reversed the cables, so it didn't make any difference as to the audio in the microphone. So I was holding the microphone the entire time, and the worst part is that at some point I put my microphone down, and then I did this right here. And the audio didn't change. The audio quality did not change, my friends. So that was the best part about that. But I'm doing a little bit of a hot live stream now. It's Sunday. I typically like to do these twice a week, just because to see what's going on in the Pigcake community, man. See what's going on in the Pigcake cunt community, and also to maybe give a little bit more insight in videos that I posted. Right, so I posted a video yesterday about Brian Tudor, which I thought was a great video, and I posted one before. I forgot what on that was. It was some sort of card move, but this one in particular was one that I was happy with. I was proud of how it came out in terms of Brian Tudor, because cardistry sucks. Cardistry is pretty gay, and he's one that made cardistry a little bit less gay. Oxymoron says, please don't. Mohammed Ibrahim says, "Are you Arab or Muslim?" I'm Arabic, right? I'm a dirty, disgusting Arab, um, and Cuban as well. So imagine that combination, right? I got a nice combination of Arab, Cuban, slightly, I would say some Turkey in there, right? Some Africa. There's a mix. I'm a mix there. Mark Cobain, what's up, dog? Says earrings. Why Piggy? I wanted to get them. I want to get them for a little while, and I realized why not do it now? Because I have to wait fucking 9 weeks. I have to wait 6 weeks to change them anyways. So might as well get them done now. Have these little studs that look a little bit effeminate for a little while, and then be able to change them out into something technically more effeminate. Because earrings, actually no. You know what? If you look historically, right, at kings wore earrings. King Tut, him when he was not busy worrying about his inbreeding, right, or growing a hand out of his head, because they like to keep to the family back then. They had earrings, right? So why not? Why not rep it? Why not rep it and get it on both ears? That's the other one, right? I looked up. I'm like, hey man, which ear should I get it on? I don't want to get it on the wrong ear, because then people get the wrong impression of me. They might see this face and go, "Oh man, I didn't know. I didn't know that you were like that." Not that there's anything wrong with that. Um, but what I love is the fact that you have to wait for a couple days, or sorry, a couple weeks for it to actually heal in the right way. You're literally making a vagina in your ear, so that's the fun part. Good day, sir, says Jason Stewart. Loved your video on Brian Tudor. Where is he nowadays? I was looking it up, and sorry, I just saw you've always given the wrong impression, which is accurate. But I was looking up Brian Tudor, and the most recent video I found was from 2016 of him doing Sybil cuts, walking around in Las Vegas. So it wasn't, I have a pubic hair in my face. Um, he was just doing some cuts, some of his good cuts in Vegas. That's the last time I saw him. But I didn't see anything from like 2020. I didn't see anything from 2021 or even 2019, which is unfortunate, because you have all these other cardisters that are coming out and say, "Oh, that move." And that's generally something that I got in the comment section as to a couple cardistry tutorials that I've made, where I've gotten people going, "Excuse me, that move that you taught is not that. That move is someone else's." And then I look up the individual, and the person ends up being like some 15-year-old that came up with a different way of holding the deck. I'm like, that's not his fucking move to begin with, motherfucker. That's not even Tudor's. I was probably some old guy before him. So It's quite annoying to get comments like that, pointing me to Instagram accounts of cardistry kids, literal kids that are like, no, no, this is my move here. I call it Reeve. I call it Reeve. You know, short for reverse. You know, Bad Boys 2 was filmed in Miami. Says Big Hands. Yeah, several movies were filmed in Miami. You had Scarface, right, which was actually also filmed in Cali, and then only maybe 3 scenes that were notorious were filmed here. Oxymoron 45 says that wasn't the first pubic hair you've had in your face. That is true. And it's also, that could account for both, right? Because females grow pubic hairs. So, actually, you said public hairs. I've had public hairs in my face before. I'm sure in the wind you get hairs that get you in your face somehow. JT Eberhardt says, "Bruh, did you like the game?" JT Eberhardt made a nice little virgin-y game. Yes, I was playing. I played like 20 minutes into it because I'm a fan of. I'll play. I forgot who I message or who I message. I forgot who I was talking to. That I'll play a game for like 2 weeks and then that's it for the rest of the year. I don't like playing a lot of video games, but that was I kept smiling every time there was like some sort of Virgin reference. You know, like fucking what do you call this? Stefan being in the game. I like Nick being this broody character. I just found it really funny. Just those little things, and then also the Final Fantasy aesthetic is tremendous. I kept getting surprised as to how fucking crazy good it is in a sense of like just smoothness. And you said only 5 weeks that it took you to do that? That's fucking nuts. Same sent a message, can't get an answer, need help, says Twixt of 12. Okay, well, yeah, Mark Cobain, I imagine I just read yours here. You haven't checked your mailbox. I know, I'm an asshole. I'm sorry. I gotta check and I told you I was gonna do it last time, but I didn't because I am a. You know what? Let's do live. Let's look at your message here live, and address it. Go to my Gmail. Hope that there's no reflections that could incriminate me, right? Let me just do this right here. So maybe that doesn't show anything. Let me look up Mar Cobain, right? Why did Marco Di Paola show up? That was weird. Mark Cobain. Okay, so do you mind if I read it? Do you mind if I read your email, Mark Cobain, out loud? I just realized that that shouldn't be something that I would do unless I got permission. And Twix, you didn't send me an email, at least that I see here, unless you're talking about like a comment somewhere. Maybe Discord. Let me check Discord now and see if you're also referring to that on Discord. Okay. All right, so let's read yours here first, and then let's see that. Look at that. Live tech support. Who else? What other channel do you get live tech support, huh? Twix. Okay, I imagine you're the same person with the same username here. And then also CJG being like a Pigcake. Hey, man, you're like one of these thoughts that hit you up. Hey, man, what you doing? Yo, I subscribed on the 21st of last month on your Patreon. I got removed from the sub. I thought it would last to the 21st. Anyways, may I get the right to watch a few videos before validating my payment again? Please, you're the best. That's weird because if you subbed on the 21st of last month, you should still have a subscription now. So I don't see why, even in a transfer of months, why you wouldn't have your subscription or why it wouldn't carry over. I've noticed that, oddly enough, with Patreon, that it does do that. And then it does. So sometimes I'll get an issue where somebody says, "Hey, it didn't carry over for some reason." For the most part, it does. But I noticed the change in subs that come up, and then it goes back up, which is weird as shit. But as far as that, I mean, I'm not sure how I could give you access. I'd have to look into that because Patreon is great because it lets me upload videos easily. It lets me upload whatever I want, essentially. But when it comes to little things like, for example, trial memberships, I've been wanting to do that forever, and it hasn't given me the ability to do that. And it's something I would have loved to do, like just get like a month out or do it a discount or shit like that. It's very odd. But when it comes to this one, I'd have to look into that and see if I could give you access somehow. But I just don't understand if that's if you got out. Like I don't understand why I would have kicked your subscription out if you did it as early as the 21st of last month without you having done anything. So that's a little bit odd. I have to look into that, and I'll see if I could get back to you on that because I don't like that. Because if that's you, then I'm sure it's other people. And Mark Cobain says, "Hi, buddy. I am the bothering sub of your YouTube channel from Italy. I only wanted to write you some words to let you know how much I appreciate you, even if I've never met you personally." Oh man, this is gonna be one of those nice emails here. Since the beginning of your early videos, I was really amusing your stuff. Then, while learning some of your tricks from you, thanks for your contents. I got some information through your live streams that truly impressed me in a positive way. The reason is simple. It's so hard nowadays to find a genuine and honest people, and in my opinion, you seem to be a nice person. It probably sounds weird and a little bit surprising, and I'm not ashamed to write this to you. So why am I writing this to you? Well, maybe because I've experienced many frustrating situations with human beings around me in the past. Most of the people considered because of what you're doing, your job, and your success, and not looking as you as a person. And this sucks. And it sucks because sometimes I don't know how to suggest to my 10-year-old daughter to be strong enough in a world full of sharks. And to that, let me tell you that you've often given me not only nice ideas about magic, not only funny moments, but also thanks to your sense of humor. Not only because of your entertainment, you give me positive energy, optimism, and the right perspective to face the life. Finally, my friend, I have to thank you just for existing. I wish you to stay safe and have the best in life. As soon as it will be possible, my pleasure to meet you personally. My best to you, Marco. Man, that was very sweet. I'm glad, man. I really am glad. As much as I'm kind of an asshole in the videos, I definitely, I appreciate that people see the niceness or see the passion that I have for magic through the jokes on, you know, autistic people and blacks. I'm glad that you see past that because I do generally have a appreciation for magic, and I do generally have an appreciation every time somebody does tell me that watching my videos affected them in a positive way, and I'm surprised as to how often I do get people reaching out to me and saying, hey man, it's great to watch these things, and I wouldn't have ever thought that these videos would have had even a small effect on people, and if I made a person laugh, to me it doesn't matter if I got like I do bitch about views often on videos that I've put effort on, but the truth of the matter is that even if I made a small amount of people laugh, I think that my goal was met at the end of the day when it comes to making videos. And it might not be for everyone, the content might not necessarily be for everyone, but I'm definitely appreciative that even now, which I think we're coming up to since 2016 or 2017. I think 2016 is when I started the channel. So we're coming up to the anniversary now when I've done it. And, the fact that it's been like this till now, man, I can't tell you how much that means to me. That it's been this fucking long and it's had this longevity, and I'm still passionate about it. I'm not burnt out in a sense of over it because I've made this as a I've mentioned this before that whenever you come up with your hobby or your passion and you start doing it as a job, it kills it a lot of times. So if you're somebody that loved, maybe playing poker on your off time, but then it became your full time job, and that's kind of a weird comparison to make, but I guess you could still see the connection. It becomes no longer a passion; it's now something you have to do. It's something that you have to do in order to eat, to pay bills. And I've been blessed that I haven't had that burnout, and I still, love making videos the same that I did when I was, back there, July 2016. I don't think that's when I made the channel in June, I believe. Late June is when I made the channel, and I think the first video was then. And I posted it on my Instagram not so long ago when the actual name was come up, when I came up with the name, and that was all the way in 2015. So I had the name Pigcake since 2015, which I never used it for a year. I didn't know what I was going to use it for, and then eventually it turned into the channel. So that's kind of an interesting thing. But yeah, Mark, thank you for that letter, and again, very sweet of you. I'm glad that it's at least in a world of sharks, it's a little bit of a distraction from what's going on. And I remember those World Magic specials with I believe Siegfried and Roy, that they started off saying, forget about what you're doing, forget about your problems, and just for an hour, try to watch this and not think about methods. Just try to just watch magic and enjoy it. And that's something that I kind of live by to this day. That kind of idea of just if it took you away from your problem for even a little bit, that's a job well done in my book. But thank you, I really do appreciate that letter. Why don't you do headphone warnings in your intro anymore? Because I'm trying to Sorry, I just read oxymoron. I'm typing out an email. That's how I feel about you right now. Why do I feel like it's not gonna be as positive as fucking Mark's? Oh man. Oh fuck, that's gonna kill me. Uh, okay, so yeah, I don't do the headphone warning anymore because I want people to watch my fucking videos. And unfortunately, with the headphone warnings, I found that a lot of people would tell me, "Hey, man, your video's funny, but I fucking hate having that shit on shuffle." And then out of nowhere, I just get just that hit. Xavier told me that too. He's like, "Oh, I had your videos on a loop here, and I can't tell you how many times I almost threw a hammer through the computer screen just because of that stupid drop." I still remember that drop, man. It was a thing that my friend found, and we were playing it in his car, and it killed me every time I heard it because it started off with the same as that I think Wiz Khalifa song, and then it just dropped where all the levels. If you watch the levels, they just all reach the top, and it's the funniest shit to me. So I wanted to use that as a outro to my videos or intro. Sorry, and I liked it, but I think the meme is kind of dead. I certainly enjoy your videos over Ollie Mealing's magic videos. Uh, are my videos in Ollie Mealing's? Oh, over. Okay, all right. I thought you meant like my videos on Ollie Mealing's membership. I'm like, I don't think I gave him any videos. Um, I think I gave him any videos to put on his fucking membership. But yeah, what's and that's a good thing, by the way. That's definitely a good thing. I'm glad that a lot of magicians are coming up with that, and it's another thing that kind of, in a way, inspires me to work on it more, right? Because knowing that there's alternatives and competition, um, is good. You know, competition is definitely. I don't say competition in a negative way, right? I say it in a very positive way. That there are other services that are ran by individuals that magician could join. Like magicians can join those. So to me, I it puts me on my toes because now I have to kind of work to get those views on me as opposed to coming up with just, oh, let me just lean back and be comfortable. I don't want to be comfortable because then if you're comfortable, you become complacent and then you become lazy, and I don't like that. So the fact that there are other people that magicians could subscribe to, it's like, okay, well, I need to step it up because I don't want to lose my livelihood to this, or I don't want to have to do that. So it's inspirational, I think, for lack of a better term. Joe Rogan posts Spotify levels of red here. Yeah, I have this little hot one here that I just have. I like the look of it. It's pink. It's a nice pink light, so I think that it adds at least a little bit of a matching aesthetic to the channel, which is why I got it. And let me tell you, that's another great purchase that I've made. I think in the past couple years, there's been a couple things that I've really enjoyed in terms of production quality, which, yeah, I know coming from me is thick, but this Rode mic, I think, is the best thing that I could have ever bought, along with just these little lights and the green screen. Now I'm just starting to use it in terms of starting to think about good ideas on what to use it for, and just little things like that I enjoy to bring just a little bit extra production quality to the channel. And by production quality, I just mean things that I could meme on, not necessarily like, oh, look, Piggy's got the high production quality. There's never been good production quality anywhere in my channel, but I'm talking at least in terms of potential for humor. So if I could do something or get something that could help with that, I'll definitely invest in that. Uh, your videos make me feel really good about myself, says Oxymoron. I don't know why. I just felt like that was. I feel like rip me a new asshole in an email. I have my email open here, so if you send me something, I'll see it. I just can't wait for that. Let's see. Do you open your condoms with your saw as you open a cellophane of the decks of cards? See, I would do that if I use condoms. No condom gang. Gang, gang. Yo, STD life, dog. Gang, gang. Hit me with that gonorrhea. No, I use condoms because I have sex. And no, I don't use that because it's on a timer. Man, condoms, you're on a timer. You're ripping it open. It's like that George Costanza bit where it's like, okay, so you're in the moment and now you got to rip it up, you got to place it right, and then you got to do your business. What if you accidentally, your fingers are a little bit slippery and you're trying to rip it out? You don't want to you want to delay that as much as possible. Sorry, you don't want to delay that as much as possible. You want to be as efficient in that as possible. Did you see the Instagram video I put in the Discord of the one with the dog? I did not see that. Or maybe I did. Let me see. Discord. Let me check this out. I don't know if it's in the general chats. CJG. I don't see. First of all, I fucking hate that you're cap with the cap. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm looking for a dog video and I don't see it anywhere here. I don't see that anywhere here. All I see is arguments with Brian regarding my gay ear for the earring. I love my Discord. It's dead. And I think that's the best metaphor, right? Like, I don't want an active Discord. I want a Discord that's dead. I don't see it. The dog and the monkey one. I see the one with the wrestling one, which is tremendous by I'm E. And then I see one with this Bernie chick who's really bad. Um, but yeah, I don't see it here. Do you think you're a better comedian than magician? I don't consider myself a comedian, to be honest, and I think that if I would, that'd be a little bit full of shit, right? If I'm like, I'm a comedian, I consider myself funny, because certainly if any of my friends, if you ask any of my friends if I'm funny, they'll say no, they'll say that I'm more annoying than funny, but for some reason on the channel, people tend to think that I'm funny. I think your mics are muted. I fucking hate you if you. People tend to think that I'm funny. Fuck. It's not. Oh. Well, here's the worst part. In the last live stream, the mic wasn't even connected. I'm here like checking in, making sure everything's fine. It didn't matter. The mic was fucking not even connected. But no, I definitely consider myself a little bit better as a magician than I do a comedian. But some people find these funny, so they consider me more to be a comedian, which is fine. I think comedians get more pussy than magicians. Ollie Mealing has come up with some great card tricks and moves. His style isn't my cup of tea. Well, he's a very move monkey individual. He's a very move monkey oriented guy, and he's tremendously skilled. And every time I see a video with him, I'm like, how the fuck do you come up with that? But there are some that I think are like magician porn. There was this oil and water he did, which I didn't know what was going on. There's like this happening and that happening, and it was porn for magicians essentially with card stuff. But his stuff is amazing, man. Like you look through his just his Instagram account, it's like what the fuck? How would anybody come up with this sort of stuff? His controls, he's using like the plunger principle for certain things. I'm like, how would anyone even think about this shit? He has one from forever ago that was you would use a sandwich of jokers to pull out cards from the deck, and as you pull it out, you're switching it. Beautiful, beautiful stuff, man. I love seeing that. But it's a very move monkey style of card magic. But then you see his performances, and his performances are very thought out in terms of scripting. So they have a scripting to them. So he's just a good, well-rounded magician. But sometimes like that thing, it just seems like magician porn. Just looking at like some of the big structured routines, like that specific oil and water routine. But apart from that, fuck. That guy is a skilled individual. Let's see this. Instagram. Let's click on this and see what you sent. I love the production quality of the stream. Yeah, I saw this one. You fuck. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. A monkey taking poop out of a dog's butt. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad I saw that again. I appreciate your input, CJG. Uh, Definitely doesn't make me want to find a nearest school and change some lives. Let's see. Xavier said that you could be annoying, but you don't mean to me. Yeah. I get that. I get that for sure. I mean to be annoying. I mean to be kind of a cunt. So that's a little bit a part of it too, because that's fun, man. That's fun. That's how I am. Better the monkey poop butt gif than the one where the monkey eats his own spunk. Yeah. Monkeys do tend to do certain things that you watch on LiveLeak.com and you go, all right, good. Good. You know what? I'm not afraid of a revolution like Planet of the Apes, because we could destroy you. We could destroy the monkeys just based on those videos of them, fucking, oh, hey, look, grabbing poop and throwing it at people. Like, I could destroy you. What's up with the Russian genius? Where's the guy at? Somebody asked me that. earlier, I think, on Instagram. Somebody asked me, "Hey, man, what's up with Russian Genius?" I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't heard from him in forever. Although I think that was my fault, to be honest, because I think he sent me a message on Discord a little while ago. Russian Genius. Yeah, it is my fault. He sent me a message a year ago, and I didn't respond. Yeah, so I'm the asshole here. He sent me some lyrics to a song. So he was working on some music here, and I don't know what. I guess I clicked on it, but I didn't respond back. Yeah, so I'm the asshole there. I apologize. But yeah, that was the last time I heard of him, which was he was sending me lyrics to a song. We used to talk every day. Me and Russian Genius, like chat every day. Back before I didn't even show my face, but we just chat about stuff in life and YouTube and all this stuff. He's a very sharp guy. He's definitely very sharp. Rise Magic is having a stream right now. Are they? Ooh, ooh. Well, here's the best part. They live like about an hour and a half away from me, I believe, now. So I want to definitely do some videos with them because fuck, man. Let me tell you, if there's one channel that deserves every single, uh, even I want to say modicum of success that they've received, it's Rise Magic. Holy shit. The effort, the thought process, the um, just the content. Like they're funny. They're fuck, man. That's tremendous. I don't think they want to do a video with you. I think so. I mean, I've had some communicate. I've slid into the DMs. I've rubbed myself on their on the phone as I talk to them. Lovolt says, I just got a 3D printer piggy. What should I print first? Oh boy, the inaugural Virgin uh, voyage of your 3D printer. As a magician, I'm sure you're tempted to come up with like stuff, you know, like oh, I'm gonna come up with like a ding dong, you know, like a little trick. Um, or a dong, yeah, you could do a dong. You could do this thing, right? Let me see. I always keep it near me. You know, I always keep it near me. The sponge dong. But you could use one of these bad boys, right? Maybe you could 3D print this, a sponge dong. Hey, could you hold these two sponge balls in your hand? Yeah, you've been sponge donged. You could 3D print this. I imagine that's not going to be too hard to do, right? It's kind of nuts what people have been able to do with 3D printing. And I'm sure that it's completely turned a magic creation, like the magic prop creation scene upside down, just in a sense of how easy it is to produce something and manufacture it and ship it mass. I remember all the plastic gizmos and all these things required, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars in investment or tens of thousands of dollars in investments. And then now you could just easily, Tenyo, imagine. Yeah, Tenyo, give the minds at Tenyo a fucking 3D printer, which I'm sure they've been using. I just haven't kept up with them. It's nuts, and especially with the possibilities, you could do it in your own home. You don't have to go to anyone. You don't have to outsource anything. You could just make it in your own house. The printers, I believe, are 300 to like I mean several thousand, but at minimum, you could buy a 3D printer, $300. No, that's a fucking great deal. CJG says he said it again. Pig said nuts. Well, these nuts right here. Look at these nuts. I like that this is. You could. I saw a video of a guy on TikTok go, "Hey, you see these four balls?" He was I would say, a African American street performer. He goes, "I want you to hold these four balls in your hand and think of something you want." And then she opens her hands, and it's this, and her boyfriend's there, which I just found really funny. You are my favorite feminist magician. I love you. Thank you for being so brave. Yeah, you know, one of us has to be out there representing the females, right, in terms of feminist magicians. And I'm glad that that's me. I'm glad that it's the Arabic Cuban magician that is the one that is at the forefront, at the fringe of defending the rights of female magicians. That's me, my friend. Fuck. Let's see. I wonder, which is, by the way, a shocker as to why I haven't been invited on the feminist podcast yet. It's a shocker. It's a shocker. I'm waiting for that email to be invited to talk about my love for feminist magicians and their blue streaks in their hair and their Um, Haircuts. Piggy, what toys have you 3D printed? Chuck Berry says Chuck Berry. Didn't Chuck Berry like to watch girls poop? I heard that. Chuck Berry liked to watch women defecate, if I remember that correctly. I'm sure you're not the same Chuck Berry because that one's dead. I've never printed any 3D toys. I've never printed any 3D toys. I haven't bought a 3D printer. Um, Ekaterina Dobra Hotva, she's hot. She's hot, but in comparison, I feel right. When you look at the scene of magicians that have vaginas, and you see them, and you go, all right, so this right here is what I'm working with. So it's the rule, right? It's the Jada Cole rule. Jada Cole is a local bar, and in there you have women that are usually fives that are tens. Right, you go there and you're like, oh my God, you're a grocery store five, but within the confines of that, you're a 10, right? It's the same thing for the magic community. So you have to look up, and CJG says, look up female magicians. Listen, last time I said that, I ended up giving a high rating to an individual that I regret giving a high rating, not because of any other reasons, but that it had a penis, and I don't want to get caught in that trap again. All right, I don't want to get that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, right? Just let me just make that clear. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, it would just be a surprise to me. It's like, oh, hey, let me show you my card moves, and then we're doing card moves, and then that escalates as it does, right? And then you grab, and it's like, oh, I didn't know this. Whoops. I'm gonna 3D print a pocket pussy and send it to your PO box. Yeah, okay, okay. Uh, 3D print a pocket pussy. I can't imagine that would be pleasurable for anybody to actually use a 3D printed plastic pocket pussy. But you know what? I'll give it the old college try. I'll give it the old college try. That's a joke. Let's see. Speaking of feminism, by the way, why are female sex toys seen in high regard within the female community, and male sex toys are seen as degenerate? Think about that, right? I can't buy a fuck egg without getting judged, but a woman could buy a dildo and she's, promoted for it. It's like, hey, yeah, that's right. You do you, girl. What if I want to buy a fuck doll? What if I want to buy an egg, one of those fuck eggs that they sell on Wish.com? ECAT is awesome. She was at the Magic Castle a couple weeks ago. Have you thought about auditioning for the Magic Castle? I've been sent. I forgot who on Reddit was talking to me about that, and they were telling me, hey, if you ever want to do it. You should. It's a virtual thing now. But I don't know. I don't know if I'd be interested in that now or even then. It just doesn't seem like it would get my jollies off. I wouldn't get satisfaction from being a part of a member of the castle. Like it wouldn't. It's not anything that's in it like a goal. I do want to visit it for sure. I definitely want to visit the Magic Castle. It's always been one of those bucket list things. But I'm sure eventually I'll turn around and I'll make an act for it, or I'll do some sort of act for it. You and Danny should start selling crappy 3D printed tricks and call yourselves the other brothers. That's funny. God, you don't think that they're gonna like sue me on IP, right? They're gonna say, "Hey, Other Brothers is our intellectual property, motherfucker," and then I get beat up. I met him. I think first time I went to Ohio. Are you a member of any magic organizations? I'm not. I'm not. Which, again, I don't have any interest in being a member of a magic organization. I don't see the benefit to me, the benefit to them. I don't see any advantage to that I don't already have, because it's like, okay, so then the benefit is that you could vibe with magicians, you could vibe and work off of each other, and have access to whatever that organization has access to. But I mean, the internet kind of has that now, where you don't have to join an organization. I'm not saying in person it's not a good thing, because in person definitely there are benefits, because you see the people there, but uh, I would say, at least to me, there's no benefit on either party. Like, I don't think I could give them any sort of benefit, and they wouldn't be able to give me any benefit. Yeah, she had a penis, and you thought she was hot. Listen, she's still hot with the penis. Okay, so I'm not taking that back, but there's that caveat that she has a penis between her legs. I was an officer in our local SAM for years. You're missing out on absolutely nothing, says Lovo. Okay, there you go. Yeah, missing out on not much. But yeah, I feel like with the internet and with Discord and just through the channel, like there's no benefit that they could give me that I wouldn't have myself now, you know? Top 10 trends says, do you know my autistic magic? Well, that's redundant because magic by its very nature is all autistic. So I would say, you know, fucking, I'm not familiar with your autistic magic. Top 10 trends. Say that 5 times fast. Top 10 trends, top 10 trends, top 10 trends. You get to see my spick accent come out when I say things like that really quickly in succession. Piggy, do you want me to send another Instagram video? I rather not. I rather not. I looked up ham radio and you popped up. Says Cody Cola, my favorite off-brand type of cola. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing, right? I didn't realize that naming that channel ham radio would have a lot of people that are interested in ham radios check it out and then complain that it has nothing to do with ham radios. So how funny is that? I thought in my infinite wisdom that I came up with something funny because it's a podcast, but Pigcake, ham radio. Haha, right? Clever. Not clever in terms of SEOs and not clever in terms of easy to find because now you have to sift through what is a bigger sort of fandom than I thought, which is on ham radio. It's a bigger interest than I thought it was. To sift through that to find my ham radio content. So that was my infinite marketing myself knowledge at play there. Magic organizations just have a bunch of grumpy old men who think magic shouldn't be on the internet. I have a video that I'm working on now that actually was inspired by a patron video I uploaded today. So I taught a move called the Allerton move, right, by a magician named Bert Allerton, and it's a wonderful move. And it's like a switch, right? You show a card, you place it on the table, and in that action, it's switched. And I was looking it up as I do. You know, I want to see where it's from. I want to see if anybody else has talked about it online. And I find a Magic Cafe thread where some guy goes, "It used to be a hidden move. Now, thanks to you, it's no longer hidden anymore." He said something to that effect, and it's like the gayest way to approach. You're gatekeeping magic. Like, why would you gatekeep a move? Like, oh, great, yeah, I read a move now. Do I have to get your permission to perform it? You old cunt. So I'm gonna do a video on gatekeeping magic or magic moves. I think for tomorrow, maybe. I was working on a script today. Nothing is hidden anymore. Yeah, but I just remember finding that thread was all the way I think from 2010. So it was a while ago. But even then, it just that sort of mentality is gross. Like, why would you think that way? Oh, great, this is a hidden move until now that you posted about it on a magic forum that are only perused by magicians. Like, you want to keep a move to yourself? Why? Why would you want to keep any move to yourself? It's dumb. Eventually, somebody's gonna find out how to do it or perform it or find it and do it. It's the dumbest mentality to have. So I'm gonna do a full video on that, just based on that one comment by that one loser 10 years ago, pretty much. Or do a spin-off of Ramsey's show and call it Big Dick Energy, where it's just 30 minutes of my penis. It's just me standing like this with my penis out, like that. It's just me standing there, cock out. So yeah, I know I missed a comment here. Fuck. Oxymoron says, where does one send an email to you? Pigcake with two E's, my friend. Pigcake with two E's. So, God fucking damn it. So pigcake with two E's at gmail.com is where you would send me an email. Let's see. Totally 100% no doubt the real Pigcake says, if they ever complain, throw confetti in their face. Yell, magic is dead and continue the performance like nothing happened. That's a good one. I like to keep pocket sand in my pocket, though. Right? You put pocket sand in there, and it's a thing from what's that old show that used to run with The Simpsons, King of the Hill. That one of the characters, Daryl, used to have sand in his pocket. Just put it in there. That's actually not a bad thing. I realized as a self-defense thing. Just put some salt in your pocket, like you're Mr. Fuji in WrestleMania against Bret Hart. God fucking damn it. No doubt the real Pigcake. Daniel says, who said my name? Nobody said your fucking name. Let's see. Okay, never mind. Hold up. That was weird. Magic Mark. I thought Magic Mark. I thought your comment was totally 100% no doubt the real Pigcake. That's odd. What's the real reason behind your name, Pigcake? You're a great magician, right? Why don't you use a unique name related to magic? Pigcake doesn't relate to magic in any way. I was gonna say, yeah, if it was Pigcake's 52, would that be better? If it was Pigcake 52, let me tell you, there's nothing worse. I think. Let me make sure before I start talking shit that nobody here has 52 at the end of their name, even though Ramsey has it. I think that's the the gayest thing you could have at the end of your username is 52, because like, oh, 52 to represent the 52 cards in a playing a deck of playing cards. The other term that I hate is 52 pieces of paper. Oh, who would have thought that with just 52 pieces of paper I could make magic happen? And you see that trope done endlessly. Just 52 pieces of card or 52 pieces of paper. You see people write about that on their bios, and it's like, we get it. You're a magician. But Pigcake, yeah, I've already mentioned that before. My ex girlfriend had a dream that I went to a party, and in that party, my excuse for going there, not telling her, was that they had a Pigcake. And this was, I believe, in 2015, this one. And I wrote it down. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. And then a year later, I did the channel, and I said, you know what? I think there was a name that I liked. And I looked at my notes, and I found Pigcake. So I'm like, fuck it, let me just call it Pigcake. And I didn't see that anybody had it with any notoriety online. So I'm like, oh, great. It's unique. It's different. It sounds good. It has potential for like it's a Pigcake, right? Like all these channels that you see, they have some sort of weird like name that's just this self thing, you know. And this one, it's great because I could represent it easily in a logo, right? A Pigcake. It's in a name. It's kind of odd, right? Like, what's a pig cake? Is it a puff pastry with pig in it? Is it there's a lot of avenues for in terms of marketing, you know, retardedly. I was thinking, um, but yeah, okay. So you said I just emailed you my stupid pun of the day. Is this like Piggy's mailbox? Let's see, Piggy's mailbox. Terrell Fisher says, okay, so you sent me a thing saying, hey, Pig Cake, here's my stupid pun of the day. Tap on the screen. And what it is, it's a picture of a water tap that's on my screen with the text saying tap on the screen because it's a water tap on my screen. You ever want to go to the nearest mall with like a fucking high octane gun and change some lives? Are you working on anything new? I've seen magic masks are popular right now, says top 10 trends. Magic masks, that's odd. Oh, like in a sense of, oh, fuck. I just thought of how terrible that is. Like you wear a mask, right? But in the mask, you could take out the mask and then you have a card there, right? You have a card in the back of the mask and you go, was that your card that I've been breathing on? Or you have like what you could do. Here's a terribly gay idea that I'm sure somebody's gonna do. There's that classic force that people used to do with. I hate that this is a good idea. Fuck, this is a good idea. Okay, there's a classic force where you used to have to photocopy a stack of papers, right? Sorry, a stack of cards, and you could see all the cards, but really you could only make out like two or three of the cards, right? I think Daniel Garcia had a variation on this on one of his earlier projects, and what you could do is that you could get that made on a mask, right? So that it looks like there are like all the cards in a deck on your mask represented, but really you could only really see two or three. So, or you can make those duplicate, right? So you could put maybe the two of hearts all around, or you could have maybe two outs, right? And one of the outs would be fucking. You could even have it in your mouth, but I don't know how you would convey it. It'd be like silent treatment. I could actually market this. I've realized this. I could probably market this and make like $20 from doing it. But instead, I'm giving you the idea free. Um, so you could have that force on your mask, and then you could have one out be on the back of the mask, right? That could be potential. Or you could have the card in your mouth, and you do it like silent treatment, right? So that's not a bad idea with the mask, to be honest, if you're going to have a mask with a bunch of playing cards on it. So let's just hope Sans Minds isn't watching this and they decide to put that out. But if you see a company come up with that idea, just know that I came up with it here. Unless somebody came up with it before me, of which case then all right, you beat it. But yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing, right? You could do that. Sans mine sucks. That's funny. The names that annoy me in Magic are people called slightly something. Oof. I like slightly retarded. Somebody has an account called slightly retarded. Um, I forgot who else. Slightly deaf or some shit. But then there's like slightly comforting, and it's like I get it. For more brilliant ideas like this, join the Pigcake Magic Academy. Says 100% totally no doubt, totally 100% no doubt the real Pigcake. That's true. That's true for great ideas like that, where you have to print a fucking thing on a mask and then walk around with a card in your mouth. Or what you could do is you could do this. All right. Technically, you could have the card, right? Okay. All right. You know what? We could work on this. We could fucking work on this. So you have that force on the mask, right? So you have the mask with all the cards. There are three that you could put, right? So maybe two cards or maybe one card as a force card. And then you could have that card folded against your lips, right? So then when you want to do the trick, all you have to do is tell them, think of any of these cards. Think of a card you could see, right? And they're thinking of a card, and you go, great. So you have a card in mind, and then when you take off the mask, you're covering you putting that card into your mouth. So you could take off the mask and then take one card off in your mouth, and it's the only card. Right? I think that would be dope. And then maybe what you could do is if you want to be very clean at the end, because then you have to put the mask on, and then anybody could be like, oh yeah, it's the same card I see. You could put the mask away in your pocket and then switch it for a mask that has a lot more cards visible. So you could do it that way if you want to be that finicky about it. As terrible of an idea as that is, in terms of like the fact that you have to have a mask with playing cards on them, I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's bad. I think that that's a good thing. If you're like really doing this whole COVID gay magic stuff, that definitely work out. Do you think Craig Petty will ever interview you for his Magic TV channel? I'd love to, man. I fucking love Craig. I've following him since the Wizard Product Review from 10 years ago, literally 2010. So I'd love to. I'd love to. Talk to him to some capacity. He hasn't reached out to me, and I feel a little bit presumptuous to be like, "Hey, listen, I'd love to be on your show, Craig. I have some clout, and I'd love to be on your show, Craig. Like, I'd rather he reach out to me to that extent, but I'd love to. I'd love to have a chat with Craig over stuff, especially because I feel like he disagrees with the notion of tutorials on YouTube. He did have that weird guy with the lisp the other day that does really cringy TikTok magic that has like a million fucking followers. And they kind of talked about exposure and stuff, but I think that that's more of like a general public thing. So that's worse, arguably, than what I do because my videos are geared towards people that are interested in magic, whereas that guy's are geared towards anyone, like anybody. You don't really have to have a vested interest in magic. I like his magic rants. Yeah. I was gonna watch the one today, but I like it when they're specific on things, like on individuals. I like that beef, right? Where he's like, let me just fucking point out this motherfucker. He reminds me of this old wrestling manager called, what do you call this? Jim Cornette, that would just rant and rave on things until his face got blue. I think I saw Sankey do a reveal with a card mouth behind your mask using the old sticky tape card force. I think I saw Sankey do a reveal of card behind your mask. Okay. But is the force on the mask itself? Because if the force is on the mask itself, I think that that's a different thing, like a little novel idea. Did you watch the spinning back elbow KO? Yeah, here's the thing, right? I was not today. I always upload right in the week. I like to upload on Patreon, so I upload on Tuesday, right? Two videos. On Wednesday, one video. Wednesday, Thursday, one video, and then on Sunday, I upload the last two videos. So 5 videos technically, right? So and I always like to do it in the morning on Sundays. This morning I couldn't do it because I was not in the right state of mind in the sense of I guess hangover. I was hungover as fuck. Let's just put it that way. Yesterday, it was a friend of mine's girlfriend's birthday, and then we went to do karaoke at some bar with the baddest of thoughts. And I had a little bit too much to drink, but somebody there had to fight on their phone. So I was watching that. I was like, Oh shit, yeah. So tell me about your fucking thing that you do. Yeah, cats. You like cats? Okay, that's crazy. Oh shit. So then I saw this guy back elbow, the thing, and at least I lost my mind, and so did the guy. I was like, oh shit, to the point where everybody was like, "What's going on there?" But yeah, it's because of that disgusting back elbow knockout. That was not even legal. Have you seen a roast on you saying memes magician Instagram the other day saying you have ugly ass faces feet? Yeah, I sent him a message going, dude, what the fuck? And he goes, dude, I'm sorry, it's true. Like you fucking asshole. I love those. I love and hate those meme accounts. I did a video forever ago on magic meme accounts, and I can't tell you how many fucking angry virgins hit me up in the DMs saying, "You're just a fucking asshole, man, dude. What? You don't like our comedy, huh? What's wrong with you?" I'm like, I think your jokes are terrible. And then I did a fake apology, uh, which was great because that aggravated some of them more. Some of them got it. Some of them were like, "Okay, yeah, it's just humor." But then some were really fucking serious, man. Some were really serious, which was terrible. These guys are like, dude, you fucking asshole. You making fun of my magic memes, man. Fuck you, ass piece of shit. It's like legitimately angry DMs. And then I heard that in their DM chats, they have like a group chat that they were going to come after me, like through memes. What? How? How could you? First of all, you can't meme a meme. You fuck. So you make memes about me, right? What are you gonna do? Make 20 memes about my height? That I look like a terrorist? What are you gonna do? Like you can't make any joke that I haven't made already about myself, and then you're gonna put it on your fucking account with a terrible magic thing. Like what could you have done that would have had any impact on like I don't know people's perception of me? The fuck? So I remember that forever ago that some people were legitimately butthurt that I was talking shit about meme magicians on Instagram. Let me see if I still have that video up. I think I still do. It might be on the let me see Instagram. I think it might be on those little stories that you have that you post for everybody to see. Let me see memes. Yeah, I still have it here. Let me see. Open it in a new tab. So I'm gonna link it here. Fuck. Let me see if I could click on this and then link it so you guys could see it. This was great. This was 80 fucking 3 weeks ago. Holy shit. So I'm gonna link this here, I guess, so you guys could check it out later. Right. So this is my fake apology that I did forever ago on Instagram to these fucking meme magic accounts that were saying, "Oh yeah." What's funny is that one of them told me, "It's like, dude, they're gonna do something. They're talking in the group chats as to how their butt hurt." I'm like, "Let them do it. What are they gonna do? Fucking do some memes? Are you kidding me? You can't meme a meme, dog. That's like trying to divide zero. You fuck. Crazy." Twist of 12 says drunk pig cake. Yeah, I was pretty hammered yesterday because it's karaoke, man. So I'm gonna pregame, right? So I'm gonna pregame naturally. So I'm not gonna go there sober. And then my friend was like, all right, let's hit up another bar. So I pregamed here, like an asshole, with a Fireball, and then went to another place that had cheap drinks, and then I went to this place, and then I was like, all right, great. I can't breathe now. So I officially got up at like I kept getting up. So I got up at 8, got up at 10, got up at 12, and then finally I got up at 3, and I'm like, okay, I feel good. I feel good enough to do some videos, and those were the videos that I shot today. So if you're on the academy, the videos that I shot today were very hungover. I'm not even. I'm just like this. Like, hey guys, so this is the Allerton move. It's a great move. It goes back to the 30s. Hugert and Browie published the move in more card manipulations, and it's a great move. You should. So if you're watching, I'm very hungover in that. Do a trick using Luber lens and your Hobbit feet. I don't think Luber's lens are. I think they're too small. You did be too much. It'd be way too much to do that particular movement with on my feet. Gotta go to bed. I just want to say my magic has improved tenfold since joining the Pigcake Magic Academy. Ooh, satisfied customer, boy. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, dog. Definitely. Happy that people are enjoying because I treat it like a full time job. So I spend all my time on that. So I'm glad people are enjoying that. Hey, Piggy, what's your favorite sandwich effect? Let me see. Let me see. I don't know if I could show you these cards yet. These are Penguin Magic sent me these out. They told me we were gonna come out with them in May, so I need to do a video with these because they're nice enough to send them to me. So might as well. But these Ace Invaders, super cool. right? They don't have borders. The box looks like a little bit shitty, to be honest. But the cards are fucking nice. Let me see if I can show you these. Right? Look at that. So they're kind of dope. I didn't think that they were gonna just based on the box. I'm like, great, this is gonna look like one of the tourist decks. But then the cards themselves are fucking nice. They're very nice. They have like little things on them, like little aliens. So that's kind of cool. Um, look at that. Oh yeah, that's a left-handed spread there, boys. See a right-handed spread here. Doing my best, Jeff Sheridan. I'll see. That's doing my best, Jeff Sheridan there. Look at that wide fan, my friends. Look at that wide fan. That's how you know I'm a huge virgin as to the wideness of this fan. When I was younger, I always my fans were like this, right? Or sorry, like, even when I'm trying to do it shitty, I do good. Like that, like that's as far as I got. And then I started watching Jeff Sheridan, and I noticed that his fans are like ridiculously wide. That you see this nice little half circle thing. So then I try to always do fans like that just to emulate that guy because I liked Jeff Sheridan. But let me see if I could put this down. As far as sandwich trick, let me see. So my favorite one is this thing. Let's see. I don't know if you could hear me right with that mic. There's also the worst angle to do this, but you're gonna see it here. So two jokers here, right? This is my favorite thing ever. The switch. I believe it's a Marlowe switch. So we have. Let's angle this down here, right? So you can see my fucking. Look at that. Look at this fucking. Let's see. I don't have a. Look at that! Wow, man, I didn't have that before. Before I had like a little beer belly here. But this is this switch here, right where you show the three of hearts. That card goes in the middle, and then you could do this. How good is that? How good is that fucking switch? That switch is tremendous, and it looks like it's the most discrepant thing ever, right? Because you're showing the back of this card, but then you're peeling off that card. So you see it? Let's see if I could go over this. It's a wonderful Marlowe switch. So that's just my favorite little sandwich thing. But it's literally, you have a break underneath this card, right? You have a break. And then you are essentially peeling off this card, showing the back of this card like this, turning it back down, and peeling off this one. Really, that card is over here. So you could place this card technically in the middle. You could separate these two. They think that's the card. And all you're going to do is you're going to have your pinky here in the back, press this one in at the same time that you just use your middle finger to push this one out like that. It's fucking great, and I love that switch because it has that frustration count sort of action to it. But if you do it in the right sense here, it's definitely one that's going to fly by because it looks exactly like what's going on. So it just looks like that card is it's the same one, but it's not. So that's technically my favorite sandwich trick, if you want to call it that. Again, that's an Ed Marlowe switch, I believe. But in terms of that, there's so many things you could do with that. Mystery card stuff. You could do anything, really. Because if you get that card here for... Oh, my God. I hate to be fucking virgin-y here. But I'm going to be virgin-y. All right? So, you could show this card ahead of time. Right? You could show this card ahead of time. And then what you could do is you could break like that. Have somebody call stop. And then that would be the card that now is going to be the one that you're going to find, right? So you're already prepared with the tilt. So that's the economy of motion, boys. Economy of motion there, boys. So now that card could go into tilt, right? And now you have this wonderful opportunity where you've shown this card from the beginning here that was there even from the start. You could show them to be that card in particular, and now you can be ready for a switch. So now you can be ready to repeat the effect essentially again. You could square that up, you could do whatever you want, and to show that card again to be there. So it's very easy to get that card where you want it to be. All you need is to control whatever card they pick to be fourth from the top of the deck. So in this case, you could do that with a tilt, a depth illusion, whatever it is you want to do, and it works out well. So that's a little bit of a hot one, right? Sorry to get virgin-y, but you asked. So that's my favorite sandwich effect. That's a tremendous little switch. Totally 100% the real Pigcake says, all right, got to go finish this script for a video on gatekeeping magic tomorrow, but stay tuned and spread the feminist love like a new deck of keepers. That was very virgin-y. Speaking of virgins, cocaine is super cool when you're drinking alcohol. Balance isn't nice. I wouldn't know. I've never done coke. I've only ever done a copious amount of liquor, and that's recent. I would say maybe 3 years, 3, 4 years I've been drinking considering I've been able to drink for a long time. But your boy was straight edge for a while. Do you have any videos on how to do reverse fan? Unfortunately, not. I only have videos on how to do a regular fan. Now, my thing is that when I learned a fan, I've said this before, so I feel like repeating myself, but whatever, same thing, right? So when I was younger, right, and learning fans, unfortunately, I didn't learn how to do them with my left hand. So this is a fan with my left hand, like generally a fan with my left hand. I know how to do a pressure fan, obviously. I've been doing this for 21 years, right? So I would hope. So I could definitely do a pressure fan with my left hand, right? But I can't do a regular thumb fan with my left hand, right? So I could definitely do that, but when it comes to a regular thumb fan, I can't. Why? Because I learned how to do it with my right hand. So when I was younger, I only ever learned how to do it with my right hand. So because of that, you get a blank fan every time. So the benefit of that is that you could always do this force, right, where you tell somebody to think of a card that they could see. Now the disadvantage is that you can't show them the cards. So the way that I had to learn how to fan cards was like this. So I had to learn how to fan the cards in this way with my right hand to make up for the fact that I wanted to show them the face. So I think it's better that way almost because with you here, you could just, come into there and then you're good to go. And I think it looks aesthetically better to fan the cards that way. So the difference is obviously you're doing a thumb fan like this, right, with the left hand. I think it looks a little bit more classy if you're doing it with the right hand backwards. It just has more like a flourishy kind of snap to it that I seem to like a little bit better. But that was just my retardation because I learned how to do a fan by mistake with the right hand, and I never bothered to learn how to do a fan with the left hand correctly. So let's use cards that are actually nice and not ruined, right? So like that, I think looks a lot better. Now the pressure fan I think is the most aesthetically pleasing one, just because it looks super. It reminds me of that James Bond movie where he has that tarot reader, right? He does a pressure fan. He has her pick any card, and they all end up being the lover cards, and he ends up fucking the shit out of her. So that one is why I like that fan aesthetically. But there's something that I like more about spreading the cards with my right hand. Also, who does this? Burglass, I think, is the other one that fans the cards in this sort of way, at least similar to that, so you could show a lot of the cards. Can you spread cards left to right? No, I spread them, like this. So I'm a righty. I'm a righty. But unfortunately, the only move that I learned incorrectly was the fan. I learned how to do that left-handed, technically, because if you're right-handed, you put the cards in your left hand. So that's where you're going to learn how to do fans with. Can you do the one-handed fan? Yeah, look at that. Look at that, boy. Look at this Jeff Sheridan. Jeff Sheridan levels of virginity there. Right? Look at that. There's even this one here. Oh, who would have thought you would have seen card manipulation from your boy Piggy here? But how hot is that one? Then you got this little move right here. All right, let me see if I can do that. Hold up. This thing, right? Well, then you could split these bad boys up. Damn, son. Oh yeah, talk about virginity. The fact that I can't do that well is a good thing, by the way. You don't want to end up being the guy that could do these moves perfectly well and then end up having too much virginity. You want to have just enough virginity. But yeah, I like that little snap one. I like that little snap one. I remember years ago, I thought I came up with that. And then I saw Jeff McBride's tapes. And nope, I did not come up with that. So what a fun one. Let's see, let me put this back here. One-handed fan, yeah, I already did that. Can you spread cards? Same, I'm left-handed, but I can't do it with my right hand. Well, there's definitely advantages to doing that, and that's one of my favorite forces. This is one of my favorite forces right here because it's something that almost works not even as an instant stooge because it becomes almost a how. But wait, the cards aren't blank, you know. And I've seen magicians present this as a mistake, which is another interesting way to approach it. I forgot who it was, but he fans the cards like this, and he says, do me a favor, just think of one that you could see, okay? You got one, perfect. And then he kind of looks at his hands and goes, okay, that's a little weird. And then he fans the cards normally, goes, oh, okay. He could have thought of any one of these cards. So it's like an attitude sort of thing. And I forgot who that was that uses that force in that capacity, but it's a wonderful, like this little fucking thing is great because then it becomes a thought of cards. So if you're showing somebody like this, if you're showing somebody a spread like this to everybody else, it looks like they have all the cards that they could pick, but they can only see that one card. And by then, you could do whatever it is that you want to do, control that card to the top, and you're good to go. That's one of my favorite ideas. And I don't think people use it because they're afraid of that sort of ambiguity. They're afraid of that stooging. And it's not really a stooging thing. I don't think it's a stooging thing at all. I don't think you're even getting them, it's even close to anything like instant stooging. I think it's a situational thing, right? They could only see one card. And to them, later on, they're going to think, how? How the fuck? John Gusafaro does a blank effect like that. John Gusafaro is one of the fucking best minds in card magic. Tremendous. His stuff, I think his first project called Brainstorm is probably one of the best video series ever. You could do one ahead with this? Yeah. It's definitely easy to get into that from that. And it's an easy force to do. It's definitely an easier force to do. How's that Newmark deck? This one, I mentioned it before, and I had a back and forth with, I think, Kevin from Penguin Magic, because I'm like, I don't want to do a video on this necessarily because I don't like these markings. Like, I'm not a fan of this style of marking because it's a binary. It's a binary style. And some people like it, some people don't. In this case, this is, I think, a 9 of spades, king of diamonds, right? So these are kind of like a binary system, and I'm not a fan of that. I like the readers more. I like the ones that are quick to get, and you can just see it, and then that's it, right? Now, as far as this one, I like the way the cards look. They spent a lot of effort on that because, all the custom faces and all that shit are tremendous. But as far as the markings, I didn't like them. I didn't like them that much. But some people do. Some people love those markings. And if that's your style, then this is a deck for you. Let's see. 1 Degree is one of my favorite card books. I don't think I've read that one. I don't think I've read 1 Degree, but anything that he puts out is gold. Hair's on point. That's great. Yeah, I appreciate that. And this is my hungover hair. Thank you for introducing me to Brian Tudor. Yeah, man, Brian Tudor is one of those OGs. He is one of the OGs. Every time, if you're doing a Revolution cut, you're doing Brian Tudor's work. That is Brian Tudor's cut, 100%. So again, one of those cuts that's taken for granted. One of those things that people just do, and it's like it's the Kleenex effect, right? Where somebody says, "Hey, hand me a Kleenex," even though it's not necessarily a Kleenex brand, it's just a tissue. It's the same sort of thing with Brian Tudor's work. Everybody takes it for granted, but he's one of those OGs. Him, Shetskotsky, I think I don't know how to pronounce his name, but and then the Buck twins I think came up a little bit more after that. But he's truly one of the OGs. First trick I ever learned. I've done this 100 times, but just to do it one more time here, it's literally this. You have this bottom card in the bottom. And this is every time somebody asks me to show them a trick and how to do one, this is what I do because it shows them everything, right? It shows them everything. It shows them misdirection. It shows them setup. It shows them a basic sleight of hand, and it shows them how to properly have a pattern, right? Because you need a pattern for this. So it's literally this setup right here, right? Spreads the cards. You have them touch any card they want. While they're looking at this card, all you're doing is turning this pack this way. So when they see their card, it looks like it's going back into the deck normally, but it's really going into this. So this is the first trick I ever learned. You're going to have them squeeze that card in, or you're going to squeeze that card in. And here is where the pattern portion comes in, because you're going to tell them, with one hand behind my back, I'm going to find your card. All right, so I'm going to find your card with one hand behind my back, and I'm going to try my best. I've been working on this move quite a bit, so let's see if I could do it. And all I'm doing behind my back is this. Right, that's all I'm doing behind my back with one hand. Maybe give it a little bit extra riffles, right? You go, all right, did it, perfect. And now you could spread the cards, and you could show that there's one card that is face up, and that is their card. That's the first trick I ever learned, and anytime somebody asks me, show me how to do a trick, that's the one that I go for, because I think if they perform that well, they get a good basis for understanding these needed skills in card magic, because you have to remember the story. You have to remember, well, the story is very simple in this case, but you want that if it's a beginner trick. There's the plot, there's a premise, there's a reason for why the cards are going behind your back. You need to have misdirection, because you need to learn misdirection and the power of misdirection. And I think you do it perfectly in that trick, because imagine, this is not an easy thing to cover, right? That's not an easy thing to cover. But you're learning that by directing attention where you want, they could literally look at their card, and in that action, you could do something as crazy overt as that. So anytime somebody ever, you know, or if I want to show somebody a trick and how to do it, that's the one I go for immediately. I think it's wonderful, and it's the first card trick in Mark Wilson's Guide to Magic, and I think the brilliance of that is not mentioned enough, right? I'm gonna head out at 8. Oof, the boy's gonna get some pizza. What force do you prefer? I don't like that this person said, "You got beer or should I butcher?" I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, so hold up. Let me read this. I'm sorry, I got distracted. That's the first trick I learned. Okay, so I hope that answered that question. Number two, uh, fuck, I just read something on a force. What force do you prefer to use to control it to the top? Okay, so you mean what control do you prefer to get a card to the top? Is that what you're asking? Or what force? Because one of the earliest things. Oh my God, let me take this off here. I'm sorry. One of the earliest things that I ever came up with that again ended up not being mine was a force and a control, right? So it was this sort of thing. Let's say you're going to force, in this case, the 6 of diamonds, right? Spectator touches any card, and you go, do me a favor, touch one of these. Right there, you sure? Do you want to change your mind to any of these? You don't want to change your mind to, I already fucked it up with that particular card. But this is one of the first things I came up with, all right? God damn it. You're going to force, in this case, the 3 of hearts, okay? You're going to force the 3 of hearts. Spectator touches any card they want. You say, great, let me ask you a question. Do you want to change your mind to one of these, or are you happy with that one? You're happy with that one? All right, great. Please remember it. Don't forget it. All right, we'll put that card back here, yada, yada, yada. Card goes in the middle, and of course that action's controlled, right? So that's one of the first things that I ever thought I came up with, and again, turns out I didn't. And what I was happy about was this thing, that thing. So 6 of spades goes in the middle, it's already on top. Because you're literally not even having to do convincing control. It's just the simplest thing. You're putting down 2 cards instead of 1. That's it. You don't have to have the cards aligned perfectly. You don't even have to have the cards aligned at all. You just literally take this card and the card behind it, put it on the cards, and that's it. That's your switch. So that's one of the first things that I was ever proud of, and then I realized that you could actually turn that into a force. So you could turn that into a force quite easily by just doing it that way, and then control the card in one action. So in one action, you have a control, you have a force, and you have all of that. And I was very happy with that. And then I find out, you know, hey, dude, this is not yours, this is that, this comes from there. But it's the easiest thing. You have, in this case, the force card, which is the 9 of spades, break below it. You're going to spread this half to the spectator, and you say, do me a favor, touch one of these. You're going to outjog it and say, I'll give you one more chance if you want. You could change your mind to any one of this. All I'm doing is I'm leaving this card here with the break directly below it, taking this card out, asking them if they want to change their mind to any one of these. And then now when I take this card, I don't even have to be square. Usually magicians are very inclined here to be perfectly square and square this up. You don't have to do that. You could spread these cards, these 2 cards here, and make it kind of messy. It doesn't really matter because when you place them down, again, that retention of vision and that action covers the fact that it's 2 cards. It's a wonderful little action here. And I think I saw Jeff McBride teach it on one of his LNL tapes. And I was upset because I'm like, hey, that's the thing that but it's a very easy almost, I don't want to say self-working, but it's an easier convincing control, right? And that way you have a force and you have a control in the same action. That's one of the first things that I put one of the first things that I thought I made up with. And I remember teaching it on a channel and being very proud of it. It's one of my earlier tutorials, if you haven't seen it. What are your thoughts on Benjamin Earl? I think I would let him sit on my face. I would let him sit on my face for sure, because he's a very attractive man, and I would want to tickle his wiener. You know what I'm saying? Tickle the wiener. Ben Earl's a good magician, but a horrible author. I wouldn't know about that because I haven't seen his. I haven't read his works. I've only ever seen he had a Past Midnight series that I remember buying back in the day, forever ago. That's the one that I remember. That's the Pigcake. Do you poop? I don't poop. I'm like girls. I don't poop. Does that make me a girl because I don't poop? Chris Kenner doesn't get the credit he deserves for the Sybil cut. That's another one. right? That's the other one that I hate. It's putting out a cardistry tutorial, and then people are like, oh, that move is this guy. It's Cardmaster 69's move. And then, no, it's Chris Kenner's. Fuck. It's a variation of that, the Five Faces of Sybil, right? So it's like, you're fucking 12 years old. You're 12 years old, bitch. How could you have come up with a move that was already come up with, that they already came up with in the fucking 80s? You ass. Past midnight, exactly what I just mentioned. Can I see a thingy again one more time because I just tuned in? Yes. Okay, so what I was talking about was this force control, which I was very proud of years ago. Right, in this case, it's going to be a force of the 10 of hearts. I don't know. I don't know if I should just show you it again, but it's a simple thing, right? They touch whichever card they want. Let me move this here. You go, do me a favor, touch one of these. They touch one of those. Do you want to change your mind to any one of these? No? All right, great. Take a look at your card. Don't forget it. All right, great. We'll leave that there. And that card goes in the middle. And in that action, you have a force and a control all in one. And it's just based on this little thing where instead of just dropping one card, you're dropping two cards. And you don't even have to be square. So you don't have to be square to do that. You don't have to have the cards perfectly aligned. The cards could be very disgustingly misaligned, and you could still do it, and it looks great. One thing that I wish I could refine, though, is that particular little thing of this action here, where this card goes in the middle. Because if you want to keep it on top, you're going to have to do that. Unless what you could do, technically, is you could drop that card there, have that out, and then you could call this one underneath as you spread them through that way. You could do it that way, too. But I rather, if I'm going to do that one, there's no point in doing call. Like you're subverting the need for hard sleight of hand by doing this easy action. So, but as a switch, it also works well, too. As a switch, if you want to do it that way, even if you want to do it to the table, right? You could just do this way, where you drop this here, you put these cards on the table, and in passing, you're just cutting the cards on the table like that, and then that could be your motivation for doing the control. So, fun shit on that. But that's one of the first things I let me see if I could find it on the channel. I know that's one of my first tutorials that I posted, so that was forever ago now, man. Makes me feel old as shit. Let's see if I can do this. But the key, okay, I hope I taught it well. I don't remember if I taught it well or not, to be honest, because this is, again, one of my first fucking tutorials. Let's see if I could find it here. So I could post it here on the chat. Look at that. Oh, man, that was forever ago. Force a card. Easiest force. How come I don't see it here? That's weird. Oh, force and control. It's here. Okay. So this is when I initially taught it, which was, oh boy, man, that was in 2016. Woo! 2016. That was before anything. Before even the face stuff. But the thing that's key about that, right? So let's just be really fucking virgin now that we got deep into this. So, right, the key to this is I like to use a third of the deck. So that force card is here, right? So your force card is going to be on top. In this case, we'll pretend it's the King of Diamonds. I'm going to leave it face up just for explanation here. I like to cut about a third of the cards to the middle. Keep that break there. And now the line here isn't touch any card you want, right? That's not a good line to use here because you're only limited to a third of the deck. So what you want to say instead is, do me a favor, just touch one of these. Touch one of these. So that limits their selection into, okay, he's only allowing me to touch one of these, right? So he's only allowing me to touch one of these, so I'm going to touch one of these. Now, again, that's just, it's not necessarily something that they might overtly be thinking, but if he's saying touch one of these, he wants me to touch one of these. If he wanted me to touch any card, he would be saying, hey, do me a favor, touch any card, right? So that's the difference in language there. So there, you say, do me a favor, just touch one of these, just touch it. And they're going to touch it. You're going to out-jog it. And at this point, I'm going to spread to here. I'm going to spread to my king, and I'm going to push it and reestablish the break underneath it. The reason for that is because now I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to give you one more chance. Do you want to change your mind? So as I do that, I'm going to grab this card over here with my thumb, which is going to displace it and place it above the king. So this also works as a key card placement, by the way. And now at this point, I go, do you want to change your mind to any one of these? They're going to say no. And you go, okay, great. Do me a favor, take a look at your card and don't forget it. So all I'm doing is just pushing these 2 cards off and showing it to them at that point. You don't have to be square. You don't have to have the cards perfectly aligned. As a matter of fact, there I spread them purposely to show you that it doesn't matter. So even if you do it perfectly aligned like this, or if you do it so that they're spread, it doesn't matter because you're showing them the card anyways. And now you're going to place this back, but you're going to place back the same 2 cards that you just put. So you're placing back those 2 same cards. You're then taking this card and putting it on in the middle of this packet, pulling down this packet, and placing that in the middle as well. So when you square everything up, that card's on top. So at speed, it looks a little bit like this. Do me a favor, touch one of these down right there. Let me ask you before I start, do you want to change your mind to any one of these? No? Okay, perfect. Take a look at your card. Don't forget it. And we'll lose that in the middle of the deck as fair as thing. Right? Nice little variation on the convincing forever ago. Apart from that, I'm going to end the stream here. Okay, I think this was a great stream, an hour, 20 minutes. I'll probably do another one on Tuesday, just because I want to do these more often. And every time I tell myself I'm going to do them more often, I don't do them often enough. So I'm definitely going to be doing these quite often. I'm going to do them more often. I don't do them. That the audio's working, you fuck. But apart from that, thank you guys for joining, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the little brief tutorials there. I left some links there if you want to check them out, some Instagram. Do it. So, thank you guys for watching, and as always, make sure to, I don't know, eat cheese. Eat cheese.